Rohit, we've been hearing of the inventory being sold out, ad rates seeing an increase of about 10%. How is IPL shaping up for Sony? Secondly, media agencies predicted a slow start for the industry due to demonetization that led to many advertisers freezing ad spends. Did that impact the locking in of sponsors for you?
Yes, because we start our selling process in October, somewhere October, which we started this year again, and we'd had the first 2-3 rounds of conversation with people, and then demonetization hit us in November. So yes, November and December there was virtually no activity which happened, and yes, it was a worrying time at that point of time because advertisers weren't really spending money on impact properties. But post mid-January, the way activity picked up, surprised us all, and I think it's all for the better now. Nearly about 3 weeks before the start of the tournament, we were fully sold out, and that's never happened before. So that's what we would look at, is to cross the 400 million mark.
Rohit, there is little or no buzz around the event. Yes, there are official ads by sponsors, but no build-up or no on-ground marketing to get fans excited. Secondly, traditional media aside, IPL is something that catches on very fast on social media. But this year, there are no campaigns either on social media. That surely worries you as the official broadcaster, right?
I don't think that's true, because we started our promotion as we every year do close to about 6 weeks before the start of the tournament. BCCI campaign is currently on, and also when you go down to ground, the franchise is also doing their bit. So I don't think that's true. So I think overall the buzz is very much there, and you need to understand that this is a yearly phenomena now. The fans know when IPL is coming in April, and they wait for that. It's going to be there April, May. So I think it's now cyclic. It's 10 years now. So while we also do a bit to market it, but I think also fans know now it's when IPL is going to come.
Fair enough. Now that it's an established property, but it still needs a marketing push. Now, this being the final year of your association with the property, unless of course you win the next bids also, what are your promotional plans and what have you lined up?
So we'll always do that. So for us, it's the biggest event. Clearly it's the biggest event, and if you've seen the last 10 years, we've always had a marketing campaign which has always stood out, and we'll continue to do that, because for us, like I said, we'll always market a property like IPL, even while it's reached a mature stage. It does need that marketing pool to bring in viewers, and what we really like is that the new viewers who come in every year. And I think now with the rural focus which is there for most brands, and now with rural data coming in, which is nearly 50% of the country, it also becomes important for us. So if you see this year, there are going to be virtually 8 opening ceremonies instead of one big opening ceremony. So there will be acts and there will be performances which will happen before the start of every game. Then there are fan parks which are happening since the last 2-3 years.
Now, promotions by the organizers aside, team promotions form a big part of activating the property on the ground, creating excitement amongst fans, creating fan bases. Now, if you look at soccer, for instance, the way Manchester United does it, there's a whole lot of ground to be covered by IPL.
Well, I think, you can't compare the league, the teams to Manchester United, which has, had a head start of about 30 years plus. But I agree with you that all teams are not equal in the promotion. So if you like, I live in Mumbai. Mumbai Indian does a lot. They start the activation virtually throughout the year, and so is the case with KKR and a few other teams. While some of the teams don't do a lot of activation throughout the year, you need to understand that teams which have been there for a long time understand how important the fan is, because it's just not about the 2 months when the cricket happens. It's also about how do you keep engaged with the fans for the 10 months when IPL is not happening. So some teams have understood it better than the others, but I'm sure over a period of time, every team will understand that and understand the importance of fan engagement.
Now, as far as sponsors go, the entire handset category was born out of IPL, and same for e-commerce. Tell us about the trends in on-air sponsorship.
Virtually every category, every leader, and the top 2 in that category have always used IPL. So in the past also we've seen categories which are born out of IPL. So we saw early in early phase the entire Indian handset category was born out of IPL. And then we've seen the entire, the e-commerce category born out of IPL. So I think brands do try, IPL with the because there is no other property which deliver that kind of reach. And probably in tough times like now, advertisers really are risk averse at this point, and that's why properties like IPL do well, where there is no risk involved at all. This year is what we've seen also is that there are a lot of new sponsors which have come in, which gives puts in the faith in us that this property is very where brands really appreciate coming on to IPL.
Now, digital mediums, especially last year with the entry of Reliance Jio, has been given a huge push, and specifically stating mobile. Hotstar is expecting a rise in viewership numbers on its platform. So what are you doing to counter that? Because digital is clearly promising big numbers.
Eventually, people watch sports on a big screen. You can't see a 3-hour game on your mobile device or any other device, okay? What actually Hotstar and other platforms do is that they increase viewership for us because, if you're traveling home, you stay connected with the game. And you actually drive viewership to the larger screen. These games are played in prime time Indian at 8 p.m. and when most of the people are at home. And sports you can't watch on a mobile device. It's just not there. The mobile devices become more of catch up. So you're involved with the game from the start, and the moment you reach home, so it just increases the involvement and actually drives more traffic to us.
Now, the figures already floating around regarding the ad revenues for season 10 of IPL, and you claiming that inventory is already sold out. So what is your estimate of revenues for this season?
I think there's enough being said in the press. We really don't comment on numbers, but yes, we've had a 15%, we took a rate increase of about 15%, and like I said, we fully sold out. So it'll be the best season we've had so far.
What are your expectations from season 10 in terms of viewership? I mean, cricket is mainly a sport that doesn't get as many female viewers as male. However, IPL is an exception. So share with us some trends.
Yeah, so what happens, IPL is a property, where it is virtually a risk-free property. And last year, it really touched, record viewership levels of nearly 360 million plus viewers. And I think, what was seen before was that IPL was seen to be a very urban phenomenon. But post-BARC also, giving us rural data, IPL is also as popular in rural India. With the female viewership comes in large numbers on IPL. Youth, which is another big category which most advertisers, want to communicate with. It's just that only one property which cuts across, every particular aspect of from a brand which is needed, and hence the need.
Now, because of the fact that matches run for almost a month, there are alternate leagues already in place. You have football garnering excellent sponsorship too. So, is that perhaps leading to a lot of clutter, and hence is there some sort of cricket fatigue setting in?
I don't agree with that, because if you look at currently the India team is on a roll, and that really helps bring in additional viewers, and that obviously has a positive rub-off effect on the league itself. And when you look at cricket, I think what IPL brings in is the T20 format, which is where a lot of the uninitiated or the real cricket fans who don't probably watch Test cricket or ODI because it's a full day, but they all come for T20 because, and especially IPL, because IPL is just more than cricket. It's also a lot of fun. It's it's the entire packaging is very different. Yeah, it's entertainment. It's a sport where you watch with friends, whether you're in a club or at home. So it's the fun element which comes in, for 2 months in India. And I think, so IPL really stands out from that sense when you compare it to other forms of leagues.
Controversy is IPL's second name. So there's always some kind of mark, that happens, and IPL somehow manages to get out of it. But how do you think controversy really impacts the brand value of IPL?
When the fan comes in, whether to watch it on TV or to, when he's on ground, he wants that experience. And until the day when the top cricketers are playing competitive cricket, IPL, will continue to grow, all right? And the fan experience when he enters the stadium, if he gets the same experience every year, it'll only grow from strength to strength. Because the fan is really not worried about what's happening outside. He wants to watch a good game of cricket, and the good part is that over the last 4 or 5 years, he's only getting better. People have understood the playing conditions very well. It's very competitively fought cricket, which is helping the overall brand IPL.
On a lighter note, which team are you gunning for?
Well, being in Mumbai, so I'm a Mumbai Indian fan, live here, so I try and see some of the games. But I'm quite neutral. You know, I still like a good game, irrespective of the team.
Well, on that note, thank you very much for watching. And like you said, controversy or not controversy, it's one event that every brand looks forward to associating with. And so do fans. I mean, they don't really care. They just want cricketainment, and that IPL offers in plenty. So thanks again for joining us on NDTV Profit.